Hello, welcome back to Tarot by Lodestone Productions, where we help you discover your true north. I am Aditi, and this is a message for whenever this message reaches you, because Spirit is not bound to our time and space continuum. And so the only time by which we tell time is divine time. Dig what I'm saying? So let us check our spiritual voicemail and see what's what. Shall we? Let's. Here we go. So I do realize that this is a general reading and that everything is going to resonate with everyone. So only take what resonates with you and leave the rest for the others. Okay. The science of the tarot. I apologize. My throat is quite dry. The science of the tarot. What's up with that? All right. Well, at any rate, yeah. Not everything is going to resonate with the collective. Some parts do, some parts don't. All right. Queen of Wheels, 10 of Wands, 8 of Wands, 4 Swords, Star, and Death. Okay, check the viewfinder, make sure everything is straight. Nope. It really chops my hide. I'll get all engrossed in a reading and then find out that part of the cards are cut off. Okay. Queen of Wheels, 10 of Wands, 8 of Wands, 4 Swords, Star, and Death. There's a level of peace with where you are as far as your resources, and that peace comes from wisdom. The peace comes from the wisdom of knowing how to recognize abundance when you see it and how to bring it out, how to nurture it out. So okay, for those who watch The Incredibles, it's like Frozone being able to pull the water out of the air to make ice. The Queen of Wands is able to pull the abundance seemingly out of thin air and make it materialize. Okay. Because of that, because she understands how to make something out of nothing, she is never without. Okay. 10 of Wands and the 8 of Wands, it's basically Spirit saying, yeah, because the 10 of Wands is the strength that comes after or as a direct result of a difficult period. Hi. Yeah, it comes out as a direct result of a difficult period. And the 8 of Wands is you got mail. Those are the messages coming, the birds on a wire about what's coming up for you, right? What's coming up for you is some peace. Jesus Christ. It's been a long time coming, has it not? With the 4 Swords, it's a time to kind of exhale, get ready for the next round, right? And you have, because you had such a long and difficult period of trial, you're getting an extended period of rest and rejuvenation, and also peace, actual peace. Justice, the Devil, 10 of Cups, Emperor, King of Wheels, and the World. Golly. Yeah, you ain't playing. You are really on the precipice of something. And with us having, and me recording this on the night of a new moon, I am super duper thankful for this. All right, so Justice. This is you owning your stuff. The last reading that we had was about getting up, getting out, and getting something, right? Not being just lazy. So it's one thing to take a period of rest. It's another one to just refuse to do the things that you need to do, right? So with Justice here, you're actually owning up to your part in your story. Because this period, this difficult period with the 10 of Wands, while we would like to say that we are not responsible for our troubles, we directly are, because they are a manifestation of the choices that we've made to lead us to it, right? So this Justice is us actually owning our own shit. The Devil and the 10 of Cups. Whew. Okay. So you can own your own shit, right? And we should. But there's also a point where we could just be beating ourselves up for the sake of beating ourselves up, because there's still that feeling of we don't deserve something, even though we do, you know? So while you are holding yourself accountable for the choices that you made that got you into positions that you didn't want to be in, remember to take care not to berate yourself or be cruel to yourself all day, every day, compulsively, because it's not healthy. It's not healthy at all. You're wanting to be in this space, this 10 of Cups, you're wanting to be in that space of like having a happy family, making sure that you and yours are taken care of. You know, you want to have this peaceful existence, if nowhere else, in the place where you rest your head. And by George with the Emperor, by George, you're going to get it. Lord knows you're willing to work for it. You know, this, I keep finding myself looking back at this Devil energy with the Emperor. There has to be a level of audacity to be able to step into these things, because quite frankly, humility, and while you were working on being humble and tapping into what being humble really is, kind of took this very polarizing stance on humility. I think sometimes we forget that humility is not synonymous with being the emotional whipping boy or whipping girl. You can be humble and still have a healthy self-esteem. And the reason I'm saying that is because, like with the emperor, in order for the emperor to get to where they are, there has to be like some level of how dare you. You know what I mean? Like there's sometimes when you just got to have the unmitigated gall to do or say some things that are just going to put some people off. But when you're running the show, you're running the show. So you got to run the show. Understanding that sometimes when you are doing, there are going to be others that are going to discuss you at length because they did not have the courage to do the things that you're doing. And so in an effort to keep this idle gossip at bay, a lot of the times people will fall all the way back and shrink themselves to make the lesser folk feel better. The emperor doesn't do that, right? And like even with this devil card here, the devil is just like, you know, sometimes they're just like, just have the unmitigated gall. Shit, what's the worst that's gonna happen? Famous last words coming from the devil, but you know, why not have the nerve? You got the King of Pentacles here, obviously acting in this manner is going to be beneficial for you, right? So looking back here at the Queen of Wheels and seeing the abundance in everything and everyone also takes a healthy dose of the audacity. Because again, she can see it. Other people may not. And so when she is pouring her energy into nurturing something that other people would say there is no abundance in that, and all of a sudden it's a whole ass redwood in these streets, it's because she had the unmitigated gall to step outside of what those who were not able to tried to project onto her about her abilities, and went on with it, right? King of Wheels. Hey, sometimes you just gotta have the nerve. Sometimes you just gotta have the nerve. Because playing it small with the world, playing it small is no longer working. And seen. Yeah, it's just, nah, we've graduated. We have graduated from Humility University and received our degree. Yeah, you learned how to turn the other cheek, and you learned how to play it small, and you learned how to be gracious, and you learned how to let the other people win, and also how to be a support for someone else and push someone else to reach their dreams and their goals. Now it's your turn. Two of Swords. Now, being the support, you can get real comfortable in that, right? Because it's not as hot when you're in the background as it is when you're standing in the spotlight. And having the nerve will put you in the spotlight, right? So with this Two of Swords, you may know that it's time for you to have your moment in the sun, but you also know what having the moment in the sun is going to entail. And so there may be some hesitation with that. You're certainly not happy just being in the background. I'm about to tell my age. Jesus Christ. Okay. Barbara Hershey died in that movie. Yeah. The support group. Yeah. She died in that movie. And you know what she died of? She died of cancer. Now, here's a theory. Doesn't apply to everyone. It's still a theory. Cancer in the body is a physical manifestation of the denial of love. Now, I'm gonna catch some heat for that one. I'm just saying, look it up. And the reason I'm saying that, because I'm hearing The Wind Beneath My Wings by Bette Midler. Okay. And for those of you who don't know, The Wind Beneath My Wings was like the title track for this movie called Beaches. Beaches also starred Bette Midler and Barbara Hershey. Bette Midler was Bette Midler. Dyed-in-the-wool entertainer, very effervescent, this larger-than-life character, and they met they met on a boardwalk on a beach. Okay? Barbara Hershey, and they were kids. Barbara Hershey was this quiet, unassuming, very background type of person, right? Always was. But Bette's character adopted her as a friend. And they were best friends all the way through their lives. They started as these little girls and went all the way through and were just like best friends. Had a kid, like Barbara had a kid, the whole nine, right? The reason I'm saying all of this and trying to give you this very Reader's Digest version of this movie is because sometimes it's safer to just be in the background and be the support so that someone else can go be in the spotlight and catch all the flack. Because Bette's character certainly caught a lot of flack for being super effervescent and, building a career out of being an entertainer. But while Barbara was pouring all of this love into, Barbara's character was pouring all of this love into Bette's character, Barbara really wasn't taking that energy and pouring it into herself. She just projected it onto someone who she felt she couldn't be, right? And at the end of the movie, like, Barbara got cancer and she died, which is why I said the thing about the cancer. All right, so back to it. With the Two of Swords, knowing that you have to make the decision and not make the decision, which is why I brought up the cancer thing. If you deny that you have a possibility, it is possible for you to deny your moment in the sun because you think you don't deserve it, but you do. You do. The Hanged Man, you do deserve it. You just got to look at it a little differently. Got to look just... Seven of Wheels, it's not always going to be perfect. That's important here. It's not always going to be perfect. Perfection, as Portia on Purpose would say, is just pretty fiction. I got a t-shirt to prove it. Perfection it's a lie. And so when you are stepping out and stepping into the fullness of you, it's not always going to be perfection, because we are human beings. We are not perfect. And that's fine, because it's about learning how to be comfortable with the discomfort of being out front, of having the nerve. Three of Swords, it's also going to be painful sometimes. That's life. Nobody said that life was going to be pain-free. Now, while we are wanting this happy wife, happy life, happy husband, happy home, 10 of Cups type energy, this also takes work. You know, it's only happy on the closing credits. It's only happy during the closing credits. I mean, if it was happy the whole time, we wouldn't have a story, now would we? There has to be a conflict with the Three of Swords. And there's a very key part that needs to be experienced in a way that only the Three of Swords can deliver it. We learn through heartbreak. Hierophant. We learn through heartbreak, which will a lot of the times just catapult us right into the rules. When things don't go the way that we expect them to, the next course of action is usually to go back to the instructions and reread the instructions. Have you ever tried to put together IKEA furniture? Have you ever tried to put together furniture, period? And the instructions are just some pictures and some stuff written in a language that you don't understand? Trial and error. There's a lot of taking those directions and turning them around and looking at them in one orientation and looking out at what it is that you're working on. And then, you know, trial and error. Looking at things from all different directions. And being okay with tearing it apart when it doesn't look right. But you still have the instructions. The Hierophant. When you get your heart broken, you go back to everything that you have ever looked at and everything you've ever learned. What do I need to do in this situation? What's the best way to handle this? How can I get through and learn what I need to learn in the best way possible? Let me go back and look at the rules. And then you've got the Nine of Cups. That satisfaction, right? The satisfaction of knowing that you have made the tough decisions, gone through the trial and error, looked at it all the different ways that you needed to look at it through, and had your heart broken and still went back to the rules. And check this out, you're living to tell the tale. And understanding that you can call that a win. Having the unmitigated gall to go through loss, heartbreak, indecision, and restriction and still be okay. The nerve. Having the unmitigated gall. thank you for taking the time to hang out with me today. And until we meet again, remember to be good to yourselves and to each other. I will see you next time. Bye now.